Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. Today is a special day. We are going to honor Teri Rice today for her 2,000 subscriber hop. That is quite an honor and it's certainly deserved. She's like one of my very favorite ones to watch. She's on Ginger's Corner. She has an Instagram. She is just literally a magician with Mente paper, which is not really in my wheelhouse, but it is absolutely hers. She does other things too, but she can make Mente walk and talk. It's unbelievable. So today, for her 2,000 subscriber hop, we were supposed to scrap lift her. And so the one that I found that I'm going to scrap lift today is her, this is Teri with her little grandson standing with Iron Man. And I believe a lot of this is actually the paper, but that's kind of the way my layout is going to go today. I've got one photo, and then I'm going to have a journaling block here, and then I'm going to have big time embellishments up there and down below that'll actually go all the way across. And my title is not going to be here. I think my title is going to be right up here. But it's going to be very similar to this layout that Teri did. So, in honor of Teri, I am going to do something I don't think I have ever done before, and that is use Mente paper. I was scrounging through my stuff, and I found a Mente collection. It is School Days by Mente. You can see I took something, I don't remember for sure what it was, but I took something out, so but it was Mente School Days. And I'm going to just show you this collection. This is not, these are just things to fussy cut. This isn't, to me, the absolute typical Mente collection, because it's usually pastels, which it does have some really pretty muted colors in it, but it's usually more the pastels instead of the blacks and like this is, but it is a school collection. But what is very Mente about it are the really large, bold elements that just almost make you don't even want to put a picture over the page. So I was just going to show you a little bit of this collection. It has these really big, bold elements. There's the back side of that one, this one, and the back side of it. And then this one, isn't that just gorgeous though? Absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to use this as my background today. And then here, this is the cut apart, and then it has like journaling blocks and things like that. And I'm going to use a couple of things from that. Then look at this. One picture, and that's really all you need. And then it has the blackboard back there. This one, I cut out some of the things to use on mine today because I'd never touched this collection. I just accidentally found it literally the other day. This is the one that I'm going to use. I cut the top shelf off of this and fussy cut it, and I'm going to use it, and then I may use a little piece of that. And then this just has, I almost cut this out, but I really didn't want to because it has this really neat notebook paper on the other side, and I'm not sure I'm going to want to cut into this because I really do like that. And then this is just another one of those. So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to scrapbook this picture of my son's oldest son, Hunter, and I believe this was kindergarten, so I can't journal until I talk to my daughter-in-law. And then I've done a bunch of fussy cutting. I've got some foam tape, and I think I'm actually going to use this little this is just the branding strip that had the name of the collection on it, but that's actually going to be my title today. And then I don't know if I can get where you can see this or not. Maybe if I get up really close. It's School Days, and that's what I'm going to use as my title. And then here we've got the little backpack and the clock and a book and some flowers, the graduation cap, some more books, another little clock, and more flowers. And I just cut that out of the branding strip, and that is going to become my title, I think, today. So I've just got, I just fussy, it's all Mente. So Teri, this is dedicated to you on this Mente. Trust me. I do not think I have ever used Mente before, period. And I was cleaning and organizing and doing some stuff here a while back, and I found this collection, and I went, oh my goodness, I do have some Mente. So let's get all of this. Like I said, this is just a bunch of stuff that I fussy cut, because that's what Teri usually does, is she fussy cuts. All right, so I am going to, this is the shelf that I cut off the top of that that page that I showed you. I want to put this shelf down here, but I think I want it up on foam. I think. I'm going to put it up on foam. I kind of laid this out, and then I never really went back to it. So I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I think I want this up on foam. It'll have to be cut off. It's wider. Oh, I'm doing an 8.5 by 11 page today. Teri, I believe, has an album for each one of her, I think it's her kids, that she has an 8.5 by 11 album for each one. Well, I use 8.5 by 11 for just school pictures, and I document their school pictures each year. So also in kind of honor of her 8.5 by 11 albums, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet that I've adapted from that layout that we're scrap lifting. So let's get a little bit of foam on this. I don't want to put it all the way up because I'm going to slide this up over his picture a little bit. So I think I just want it right down here along the bottom of the page. You know, I think I'm gonna, I have my hickory smoke. I think I'm just gonna barely touch around the edges of this where I fussy cut just a little, just to kind of cover that white core is really the only thing I'm doing. And, you know, fussy cutting around stuff this little isn't always perfect, and inking it just a little bit will kind of help cover some of that. Okay, that's good. All right. So let's get this down. And then we're going to play with some of these other things that we're going to fit in. While I'm doing this, let me go ahead and do the twist. The twist today is about what God expects from us. And I found a verse in Micah chapter 6, verse 8. And it says, this is about what God expects from us. It says, He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. So the requirements that Micah recorded from God are to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with our God. So I thought, well, let's break that down and see what that's really telling us, what we need to do. So to act justly, that is to be respectful to our fellow man, to be respectful and not to put them down or to degrade them or to think lowly of them. So to act respectfully. Now, these are things that matter to God, or He wouldn't have mentioned them there. So I think, you know, we really need to say these are important for me, or He wouldn't have mentioned them. And then the next one is to love mercy. And I want to go back on that acting respectfully. I think not just with people that we automatically respect. I think He expects us to act respectfully, even with those with whom we disagree. It's okay to disagree. Jesus disagreed with people. But to act respectfully when we disagree is to act with godliness. And so that just, I think we have to kind of throw that in there with that. So even if we disagree, we need to act respectfully. And then to love mercy. We all want mercy. We want other people to be merciful with us, but sometimes we hesitate to be merciful to others. So it's a give and take thing. If we want to receive mercy from God, from Jesus, certainly, but from other people, we need to be able to give mercy, to be merciful toward others. And so those first two are dealing with how we treat and act toward others. And then the last one is to walk humbly with God. We can't walk humbly with God if we're not doing those first two things. It doesn't work that way. We've got to be treating, because He's commanded us to do that, we've got to be treating them the way He has commanded us to in order to walk humbly with Him. We have to recognize that He's the authority and we're not, and that if we're to be obedient to Him, then we have to be obedient to His authority and walk with Him, not pulling against Him, not struggling against Him, not rebelling against Him, but walking with Him. So the first two about how we treat each other. The last one is our relationship with Him. Okay, so I need to push this down a little more. I just kind of wanted to, I just had a couple of these little strips of these two papers. This one and then that one with the alphas on it. And I kind of wanted to just run those right over here on the edge of this picture. Since I'm not backing it, I rarely just put a picture down without backing it. But I decided that this one today was okay to not back it. All right, so I'm going to just kind of gently tack this down. I've got lines to go by, so should be able to get it somewhat straight. And then that way I can figure out where I need to put this. Right, I don't want you to stick down yet. Right in behind here. Let's go with that. I love to watch Teri, and she's one of these that everything is perfect, and she gets out her T-square and makes sure, and I think that's her interior design background or something, because I'm more like Shannon Keith. Let's just slap her down. Let's just slap it down and get it going. Okay, so I've got those books coming up over his little bench. Now I've got a bunch more stuff over here that I want to incorporate into this. I fussy cut this piece, and I think I want it up here. And I may move it over, and if I trim this off, I can tuck it in somewhere else. But the layout I'm scrap lifting is heavy in this corner, and then it's kind of heavy in this corner, and then we're going to go across with it. So, and I have this little banner that I cut out of that same page that I was sort of thinking about running right over here with my title. Let's see if we can just barely touch the edges of this title. Keep it just from being stark. I started trying to decide what I wanted for a title, and I thought, why not? It's perfect colors. It's got the cute little things around that. Why not just use that as the title? And I really didn't have room for a big title, so I think this is it. So I think I just want to, I cut it in a little banner shape, and I think I just want to put it across there with these little banners maybe kind of running up over it. And then if I have a piece of this that I cut off, I may stick that right there. So I've got this little cut apart that was the journal. It's this little thing on the back, but I'm going to use it for the little piece of notebook paper for my journaling box. And I can't journal yet because I've got to talk to my daughter-in-law about, for sure. He went to kindergarten twice because we didn't really want him. He was going to be one of the youngest ones in his class. He's very smart, but he was going to be one of the youngest ones in his class. And we just really didn't, we just really didn't want him. So we decided, he started kindergarten in the district where we actually live, where his other cousins go to school. And then his mom and dad teach in the district right next to it. We're actually closer to the schools in the district where they teach, but they don't live in that district, the way the lines are drawn. But so he went to kindergarten with one of his cousins this first year, and then transferred to where his mom and dad teach and went to kindergarten the second year. And it didn't hurt him one bit, I'm telling you. He was more mature, and just, we think it was one of those decisions that you're like, at the time, is this what we should do? And we did it, and we were really glad we did. I want to be able to see that that's a piece of notebook paper, but I do want it on the slant. So let's try that. I'm not pushing these down hard. I'll have to go back and do some re-gluing. All right, so now I've got this up on foam tape. I've got a little bit of other stuff I want to add to this. The little tennis shoes and some more flowers. And I'm a lot of times I'm kind of leery about doing flowers so much with the boys, but this one I thought, I like them, so we're going to. I'm going to do this one flat, and I'm just going to slide it back in behind that. Oops, there's my dog. Probably someone. There's all, yep. Here comes a bicycle down the road. They are so, it's like, that's our road. You're not supposed to be on it. And it's not. It's a public road that runs in front of our house. All right, so let's just tuck all of that right back in there. And then I have this jar of paintbrushes that I thought I would put up on foam. I don't know, I kind of like those flowers in front of it. Do I want it up? I think I may put a tiny little piece of foam right under that and scoot these flowers, scoot those paintbrushes in under that. Let's try that. Let's just do a tiny little piece of foam there to hold that up. And then I think I'm going to let that be flat back in behind those flowers. I had some other flowers I was thinking about tucking in there, but I may not. Of course, I'll trim that off. Let's get this on here to stick in under there. There we go. And then we'll just slide that. Yes, I like that. I like that. Maybe I need to scoot that just a tiny bit if I can. But I loved this after I got started with it, but Mente just scares me. And so I don't even know when or how I came by. I think this Mente collection was actually in some of the stuff I asked for Christmas. Probably didn't even realize it was Mente at the time. Just saw it and liked it. And so my daughter or daughter-in-law, one of them, got it off of my list of the things I wanted for Christmas. It's really where I think I got it. Okay, so I think I like that. And then I thought the paper airplane would kind of help make it boyish. And then the glue back in behind there. And then the scissors. And he's very craftsy. He likes to do crafty things. And then I might even stick this somewhere up in there on that, just to carry those flowers all the way through. But I'm for sure going to do these little things. I think I'll just glue that to stick in behind there. I saw Ginger's post on getting the glue holder thing. That looked pretty neat. I love my Nuvo. That's about all I use is the Nuvo. I love it. I got Sandy off of State Goddess is the one that got me on the Nuvo, and I've never, once I started using it, I've never stopped. It's just my glue. But I know a lot of people like the art glitter glue, but this is my choice for sure. And then I got these little precision tips, and I really do like them. Now, I could actually stick that. No, I don't think so. I could do it on this side, I guess. I think I like it up there if I put it anywhere. I think I like it up there. I think I'm just going to leave that little cluster right down there alone. Okay, so I kind of have this bottom, I think, the way I want it. Now I'm going to work on this, and I've got to get this. Let's see, if we put our title over here and get our banner running, then I can figure out where I want that. And I wanted to kind of run that banner up onto the title, something sort of like that. So let's get our banner down. I just thought that worked out cute. And I don't know if whoever's watching this, I'm sure most of you probably watch Teri anyway, but she is just literally a magician with Mente paper. She's a beautiful scrapbooker. She just sees things and does a great job. She's one of my very favorite ones to watch. I've been watching her for a long time. And she's very different. She has grandchildren. We have a lot in common. I just feel like she's my friend. I've gotten that way with several of the ones, especially on Ginger's Corner, that we basically have friendships. We wouldn't recognize each other if we saw each other on the street, unless we could see our hands maybe and hear our voices, and then we might know who we were. But we have things in common. Our faith is in common. She loves to scrap her grandchildren, and that's what I usually scrap, my grandchildren, my grandsons. Now, she's lucky. She has granddaughters that she can scrap, but mine is pretty much just all boys, except for my daughter-in-law's, me, and a trip or something every once in a while. But so we have the scrapping of our grandchildren in common. So I am going to put that, I need to turn this around so I can see if I'm actually on the edge of the paper. There, I think I want it right there. And I'm just going to put a little piece of foam under the end of that so that it doesn't cover my title. It just barely goes to the edge of it, so I think it's fine. And if it overlaps with the little things on the end of that title, that's fine. Ooh, that may be a little big. Let's break that up into smaller pieces. That one part's kind of skinny there. There. Then there. Oops. There we go. Okay. There we go. And then I'm gonna, I've got that glued down. I really don't like that look right there where those are overlapping that. Let's see if we can come up with anything there. If not, it's okay, but I might put those little flowers there and let those, instead of overlapping the top of where that all comes together. That was a little messy for me. A little bit messy looking for me. So I do like that. So I think I am going to put these flowers right here to kind of clean that little section up. I'm probably getting off the screen. Anyway, so we have a couple of things in common, and of course her husband introduces her, and that's always fun. But you get to feeling like you're just friends with these people that you comment and you converse back and forth and you listen to them and find yourself talking to them, you know, in their videos and everything. It's really kind of funny. I think I want to cut this off and put it right up here. I've just about used everything that I fussy cut, and I'm seeing something that I might want to do. Okay, so there's that. Let's get these little spots off. Okay. And I was thinking that I might just take that and put it right on the edge there if I cut it off of over there. You know me, I don't like blank real estate very much. So we'll put that right to there. And what I am kind of thinking, there are more of these banners that I could fussy cut, and I was kind of thinking I might fussy cut a banner to put right across there to go with my journaling. But other than that, I think this is probably it. Let me see if I have any enamel dots in that color. I think I do. They may be big. Let me see what I've got. I've got these that have that color. Those are gray. I don't want hearts. I've got some hearts that color. Got all of that. I think that's about it in that I have in that color. I think that's too turquoise. I've got those that are the iridescent, but that's kind of girly looking to me. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think those are maybe a little too turquoise, but those would be neat. And I think that's about the only options I have. I don't have many enamel dots. I do have Nuvo, however. I just really don't think that is what I need. I don't want to use those, so those are out. I think that's too turquoisey, maybe. Let's see. Now these do have that color. I don't know. I really, these are the ones I like the best. But they really just kind of blend in. I could put them on the notebook paper, I guess, or down here. It's this color that works. Okay, let's do, and I'm going to glue because they won't stay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to come back with a banner or something there. So I'm going to do these down here, and then we'll see what we have. We want the bigger one here. Little one there. Maybe a little bitty one. Let's get off with this. An itty bitty one right there. And let's see, where else? I've got enough to do 3 more. 3 more, maybe. Let's see what they look like up here. If they just fade in. They kind of do just fade in to the, I don't know. I could put them in this. I don't really think they need to go down here. I really wanted them like right up here. I'm just going to lay them and see, but I think they just kind of fade in. Where do I want them? Maybe there. And whoops, come back here. That would stick to me more than it does the paper. I haven't put any glue on them, and then maybe one there. I think I'll leave those there. I kind of like them there, so I think I will leave them. Maybe bring, I don't know if I want to bring this down or leave it up above. I think I kind of like that just coming across here. So there's the bigger one. There's the little one. And the medium one. Okay, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to add that little banner there. And so if I do it, if I have this in a layout share, you'll see that. But congratulations, Teri Rice. I hope I did your scrap lift justice, because I do really like this one. And congratulations, and I hope you have another 1,000 very soon. You're very deserving. I love your channel, and you deserve every one of those subscribers. So have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.